our second session of my first ever campaign, but it's been it's been a very productive first session. A bunch of things happened. Everybody got to know each other. I'll just go over what happened to remind people that might hop into the stream and watch for the first time, or the players, because their brain only stores information for a single week and not longer. um, but yeah, it started, with each of you individually, with each of our characters. Liberty, played by purrkay. Blaze, played by Krillin. Markal and Shri, the grandmother grandson duo, played by Zarya and Daebryn. Um, in different ways, they were spoken to by, well, different creatures, even though the characters haven't talked about it yet. But each of them, through some means, was transported into a random cove. I guess a tropical cove. Everything was strange. It took them a while to get to know each other and realize that they're in this together. For some reason, they were placed there. So they started exploring, followed the path, running into a series of issues on the way. They ran into a baby monster that was being chased by a group of hunters. The hunters, you know, uh, trying to kill the baby for their own reasons, mostly out of revenge and fear. The party chose to help. I believe it was Markal that chose to slay the baby or the creature. Um, and after a series of unsuccessful questions, both the baby when it died and the hunters that were chasing it just dissolved into thin air. Not really knowing what to do with the phenomenon, they just continued. They walked towards a large big tree, getting trapped in the process and having to solve a riddle um, involving obelisks and yes, some other things. Then they got to the tree, but a gate was in their way with a strange altar and wheel. Once again, Markal just went ahead and immediately spun the wheel, uh, hitting the correct outcome immediately, opening the gate and letting them get into the inner sanctum, where they had to fight several people close to the characters, made out of a strange bloody liquid, devoid of emotions, and simply mindlessly attacking them while wearing the faces of people they knew. And still no idea what was going on, and mostly going with the flow, they were suddenly transported again, finding themselves in the room that you can see right now. A strange creature sitting behind a desk, um, introducing itself shortly. Books everywhere strewn on the desks and shelves in the background. And yeah, I believe Shri and Markal immediately sat on the large couch. Markal grabbing a book on the way, and Blaze and Liberty. What were you guys doing? What was your first reaction when you landed in this room?
I think I went to go take a seat as well. Yeah, I think so. After you guys, because they like guys right in front of us, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I
yes.
definitely went
Yep.
to take a seat and didn't do anything else.
I would. Yeah, I just don't think I moved my character.
There we go.
I can't move my character.
Well, I can't.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I tried to fix it, but let me just.
I'm
you
just.
hold, if you hold Alt on your thing, oh,
I'm just gonna give you. I'm just gonna give you.
Hey, look at Krillin.
Well, if you
thinking
resize
that.
that one, I can move that one.
Hold on. Does that work? You
Yeah.
good? Okay.
She's smothering Marcall in her motherly love. Grandmotherly, I should say.
Yes, okay. So, you arrived in the room, the archivist, noticing you after a second and greeting you. I believe I've described the creature last time, but I'll briefly describe it again. It has tentacles moving around, moving different books around, a strange energy like. Oh, my headset is dying, hold on. Okay, it's fixed, sorry. A strange energy shining beneath a metal mask, wearing a large coat that I believe different players saw. I don't remember who saw what, but basically there is some kind of larger space seemingly hidden in its robe. A lot of things about this room and the entire situation don't make sense, but uh with little options and the archivist asking you to sit down, everybody sat down. Um, and yeah, the archivist greets you again. Says, okay, welcome. Once again, I need to just hold on as he like flips through the book in front of him. He looks back up at you, like still seemingly distracted by, what he's doing or what he's focusing on. Just 1 second. I know you probably have a lot of questions. I just need to finish this review here. It's part of my contract. Okay. All right. Now it looks like, okay, the first trial seems to be no immediate concerns, aside from, easily placing trust into words on random signs. Hopefully not indicative to an easily corrupted mind. But, at least you all walked in the same direction together. That's a good sign. Pun not intended. Uh, second trial, okay. Well, I mean, this one doesn't have an answer either. Just making a decision is sufficient. But wow, you're heartless and terrible people for killing that baby.
Um,
I'm kidding, of course. I don't actually give a shit.
What are the trials again for?
Excuse me?
Well, I was just wondering, what are we being tried for?
Well, I don't know if you remember, but about 30 seconds ago, I said you will be able to ask questions after I'm done with the review. Okay, thank you.
I'm terribly sorry. Continue on.
Oh, no worries. This is completely normal, and thank you for not thrashing my office. I have had that happen before, and would like that not to happen again.
Do we look like the types to thrash?
I do not judge by appearances. I mean, that is a story for another time, but let's just say a very small person had a very huge ego and thought it would be a good idea to set my books on fire.
So I'm gonna take this inkwell right here.
Yes.
I'm gonna move it to the other side of his papers,
Okay. He like.
and then wink
looks-
at him, and then I'm gonna sit back down.
Okay. He looks at you. He looks at you weirdly and is like, why did you do that? While I'm fine with some chaos, this is my kind of organized chaos. I would appreciate if you didn't mess with my shit.
I'm gonna scoot it a little bit towards him, still on the wrong side.
Okay, I get it. All right, good for you. Well, it's still better than trashing my office. So, just hold on. Let me finish this review. It's just need to get this off my chest. All right, this is third trial. Okay, third trial. Obelisk. Okay. Well, you have a brain and you know how to use it. You would be surprised how many mortals, in fact, do not seem to have a brain and fail to complete such a simple test.
I'm sorry, you said mortals?
Yes, that is
Is that
indeed what I said.
does that mean you are immortal?
Now, it
Blaze.
seems like you are suffering from some kind of disease. Perhaps we should choose a
He-
different candidate.
Oh, I
He,
thought
he literally said
I
questions
thought you were
after the
done.
review.
I thought he was done. I'm sorry. It
He
sort of just
like,
seemed like
taps
he was
one
done.
of his tentacles on the desk, irritated.
You know, I thought, maybe 3 trials, that's it, but... Okay, sorry.
Okay,
Questions
well,
later.
you have a brain, but maybe you're not used to using it as often. I will overlook this. Statistics have been 60% failures recently, anyways. So, all right. 4th trial. Find this one kind of stupid, to be honest. My employer believes that luck is one of the most relevant trades that move the mortal worlds, but yeah, clearly you are blessed in that regard, hitting that 20% success rate right away. So that's impressive. And well, the last trial, there's not really much to review anyways. Surveys reveal it to be one of the most controversial ones by far. But it is necessary to provide context to our coming conversations. So once again, congratulations. He does a check mark under some kind of things. You can kind of see it. The book in front of him, kind of like the pages moving on them. He's not flipping the pages; they're just flipping themselves, and he's putting check marks in certain spots. Okay, yeah, congratulations on passing the trials, mostly flawlessly. So, now, Mr. Impatient, you can ask your questions.
Oh, yes. So, the trials, what exactly are they for?
Well,
I
I
don't
wouldn't quite
remember
call it a
signing up for
sales
anything.
pitch since, most of this was done against your consent, but,
Yes, that's what I'm concerned about.
there will this is not this is not in any way a forced process. It is just it is needed to give some context, as I said, and these trials help choose worthy candidates for our situation.
And, what situation would that be exactly?
Yes.
Well, as you are still initiates and have not signed a contract, I am limited in the information I am allowed to give you, but I will
Right.
say
But
I will tell you what is what I am obliged and supposed to be telling you. There is a hidden conflict that has been going on for eons, much beyond your knowledge of time, but it has recently escalated to a degree that requires further intervention. Um, I believe you recall the last trial and what you faced.
Yes, you made me kill my daughter.
Well, not your daughter. Technically, it was just a spatially created test dummy of sorts, but sure.
First time I'd seen her face since she died. Thank
Yes,
you for that.
I apologize. Oh, you okay? I did not expect to be thanked. I will pass that on. Usually people get very angry.
would you
That was
have...
sarcasm, you knob.
Oh, I see.
would you have any idea? Are you behind, all of the weird shit that's happened between all of us? That even got us together in the first place?
Oh, yeah, I think you might be misunderstanding something here. I am definitely this is not within my capabilities. I am merely here to provide information and expedite the process.
Oh, so you're
Uh,
not immortal?
Oh, no, I am. Yes, but you are referring to the events that brought you together. Yes, those were not by my hand. My employer handles such matters.
Can I insight check him?
Oh my God,
Go ahead.
Zarya, I love you.
Mostly, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, it's not as my character. Oh no.
I clicked on it. It'll get there eventually.
Oh God, the internet.
I think I can. I think I can.
I think you might have to click it again.
I clicked it 4 times.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
refreshing the
maybe you're-
page now.
I will say Liberty's sitting on the armrest.
On the armrest?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like all cool, like with her legs crossed.
All right. I would say Markel can't really tell, but Markel can't really tell, but I mean, it's difficult in the first place. This is a creature you don't know anything about.
Yep.
It doesn't really have facial expressions to where you could judge something like that. But something you do notice, especially as like a fellow scholar, and just the way he treats the books, like, you know, while he has a ton of tentacles, he's like very careful with everything, and like he seems very like meticulous about his actions, and this seems like a very natural thing to him. You can't really see this guy transform into the bear, or you know, take over that bear that was fighting you,
Sure.
and like bring you to another, you know, wherever those trials happen. So
Okay.
he seems to be very obsessed with his job, so he's probably telling the truth about
Fair enough. All right.
not being the one doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, where was I? I
You
get-
mentioned
get
something
forgetful
about your
sometimes.
employer. Are we also
So
being
you-
employed?
Yes, we were talking about, you know, the deal, supposedly. What you can tell us?
Well, let's look at this as like a reverse job interview. It's just that before we hire you, kind of like the trials are kind of like, you know.
Oh, okay. You want us to interview you? Okay, so
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So now it's you
we'll
know.
be asking the questions from here.
Yes, that is my point. You yeah, go ahead if you have more questions. You were asking questions about my employer. Yes, I cannot tell you much not unless you sign the contract, but
Do you have
perhaps
a
later.
picture of the contract that's in front of us?
Ah, yes. I will give you the contract. Before I do though, I should provide additional context as to what actually is happening, because like I said, those creatures you were fighting, um, it is more about the way it made you feel, and the way you know, just to tell you how easy it is for what we're fighting against to take over even those most you know, those closest to you, and the fate of our part of the universe if we fail to stop it.
Hmm.
Let's just say that the enemy has recently found a way to influence the material plane in ways that we couldn't predict. It has led to a widespread of corruption. Several worlds are already lost. Um, my employer is known for many things, but he usually does not interfere with anything. He is devoted to his role as spectator, and while his ideals and personality differ vastly from the enemy, so he would never use such an invasive way to influence the material planes. Instead, he has chosen to recruit champions of sorts, handpicked from different worlds, um, full of future potential, to aid him in his cause, which is you guys, and several others.
Who is your employer?
Again, out of security reasons, I cannot divulge such information until you sign a contract. But,
So you want us to work for you, but you won't tell us who you are.
yeah, pretty much. Let's just, just to give you some incentives, while right now things might be calm, and actually none of your worlds except,
He looks at Liberty.
well, whatever you know, sort of name you choose to call yourself right now, your world seems to be affected to some degree. We can't tell, but there has been significant activity. However, the rest of your worlds may be perfectly fine, and if you choose not to accept, or if you choose not to, if you choose not to work for us, there, you know, it may take decades or years or even months. But if we fail to stop the corruption, all sentient life in our corner of the universe will cease to exist. So that is a pretty big motivator.
Hmm.
And for those of you that don't feel heroic, there are simple things like the promises of wealth and power. Just imagine the possibility of visiting different worlds, acquiring knowledge.
And he kind of like points at Blaze. Obviously kind of trying to tempt him with that part.
Or, you know, the ability of buying a useless silver coin on one end of the universe and selling it for a fortune on another. We don't really have policies to prevent that kind of abuse, but yeah, in general, it's mostly about trying, you know, trying to prevent the enemy from taking over the mortal worlds entirely.
And will we be getting any help or knowledge from these beings that you so talk about?
Well, yes, I mean, as I said, the promise of power. As you continue your path, you will most definitely grow. Um, but I cannot promise anything. My employer is only shows interest in a select few people. The fact that he handpicked each of you uh, is kind of strange. He does not usually do this, but perhaps you will be able to talk to him in the future, but that is not up to me.
You said there are others like us?
Yes,
How many?
there in recent years, you see it. My
Just a
employer,
number.
he
I don't need the
well,
explanation.
yes, across the universe currently, about 6 to 7,000. However, about 85% of them have died.
That was my second question.
Hmm.
So, we're signing a contract with someone we don't know, have never met, basically, to just die.
Well, 85% chance of death is better than 100% chance of death because, you know, if you can continue living out your lives, but you will have
Right,
no way of
but
stopping the corruption on your own.
what what good will we do for those numbers? I mean, that 15% exists, right? They should be fine.
Yes, however, we are fighting a war against time here, while we have access to a lot of things. Time travel is not one of them. So if you know, if the universe doesn't get its shit together, well,
So if I'm understanding correctly, there's some kind of like big bad thing and it's like trying to destroy all the worlds and we have to stop it?
Also, my dear, I just want you to know that you're not the only one fighting a war against time.
What is that supposed to mean?
Hey, she's saying that she's old.
I'm the only one allowed to be cryptic here.
I think we're interviewing you, so
Correct. You did say this was a reverse interview. That means we interview you.
Okay, I knew this was gonna bite me in the ass. Go ahead.
What? What plane are we on currently?
Oh, you are not on any plane. My domain exists between it is located in a spatial fissure. It
Hmm.
may be a bit much for you to understand, but in simple terms, we are outside of the reality you would know.
So this is your domain.
Oh yes, this room is just created to better, you know, better make your mortal minds understand and be able to interact with me. This is also not my true form. I have taken on something most people feel
What's with the
comfortable
big?
with.
What's with the big buckets of water?
Oh,
He like puts one of his tentacles inside, and you see that it's like rippling. Make an Arcana check, Daebryn. Okay. All right. So, I mean, even before he explains it, as you see the tentacle like kind of going inside, like a phenomenon that you have never seen before, but has to be like highly advanced space magic of some kind. Like you've heard of this before, but like powering any kind of portal, and this seems to be like a permanent one, just set. You don't know where it leads, but judging from the fact that he's pulled out a book or two, they lead to some kind of other, um, who knows, like plane, space, domain, um, and like usually you like something like this would like require enormous kinds of power to operate. So it's like very strange to see this in this like random room, but
Oh, that's
not surprising.
some high-powered space magic that you know that I know. And she kind of looks at Marco and says, "I know definitely requires an enormous amount of power to use. So he's quite powerful."
yes, I do know a thing or two about space. I mean, in this domain, power does not really matter. I siphon the energy from between the planes directly. My employer has helped my powers grow a lot. He truly understands.
If
I immediately seek to understand, but
if you're so powerful, why don't you just do it yourself?
oh, I don't care that much, to be honest. I mean, even if all the mortal planes fall, I will exist as long as knowledge is
Do you care about your job?
still available. Well, that is a different story. I am very much committed to my job, which means it is in my best interest to
Oh, so you're lining your pockets with our work. I see how it is. I see what you're doing. You're snaking the grass.
yes, but I cannot cross my employer, so uh I will amass all the knowledge I have. This is the deal I have with him. Uh I help him with his trials and initiates and organize the travels and the champions of different worlds, and in return he grants me access to almost infinite knowledge. It's a good deal.
What are the terms of the contract, or whatever you're talking about?
Oh yes, it it is not actually as bad as it sounds.
Here he just like slides over 4 pieces of paper, with 4 different tentacles to each of you, kind of to the edge of the table.
I've heard enough. I'm not even gonna read it. I'm just gonna straight up sign it.
I'm just gonna sign it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I would like to
Blaze-
read it.
Blaze
I
is
will
gonna
also
sign
read
it
it.
and be like, whatever. There's any details. Well, I've signed your contract. Now tell us who you're working for,
You
and
you
tell
might
us what's going on.
you might have to read it to me. He transported me here, and I don't have my seeing glasses, Marco.
I know, Grandmother.
Oh, I should have something here.
He like grabs into like one of the smaller portals to his side, and his tentacle kind of wriggles around for a bit, and like a few seconds later, he takes out like a perfectly working pair of seeing glasses and hands it to Shri.
He's a little tacky, but I can see, I guess, and then he'll do.
Well, as long as it works. Just 1 second there, Mr. Overeager Tiefling. Let the others read the contract and sign it themselves.
Okay, so what you're reading in the contract,
Mhm.
regularly is fairly standard. It is like a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo, but it's mostly just to set some ground rules. The biggest notable ground rule being restricted to reveal details of any information provided by the archivist or his employer to regular mortals. The like the several punishments that are listed for breaking the contract, including but not limited to painful death and torture. But yeah,
How many involve
the main
tentacles?
yeah the main part being about not being allowed to reveal details to outsiders, and it like there's some fine print at the bottom.
What does the fine
Yeah,
print
what's the
say?
fine print?
Okay, make an investigation check. It's a bit harder
And
to read than the regular
and hold
stuff.
up, and there's been no mention of payment. This is just
Yeah.
It is just a contract that
Is it like a
it does
NDA?
not anything in terms of rewards is very very vague. But in like on the other side also the things you're supposed to do are very vague. Like it doesn't the contract lines out that while you're being like given missions, you are like free to deviate. You are not forced to you could even like abandon the missions. The contract has a very obvious clause that you can quit at any time. However, like the other restrictions of the contract will remain for life, such as you know, information about the corruption and stuff like that. You have to take to your grave. Okay. All right. So you read the fine print. Markal, I guess Shree's not reading the fine print.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot. You gave me
Yes,
glasses.
just in case you also want to read it.
Yeah, I forget you gave me glasses. Investigation.
Well, but let's just, to retcon, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say Blaze would have looked it over, but he wouldn't have like really gone into like the nitty gritty.
No, I mean you probably would have read the basics.
I'll see
you
the
just wouldn't go
basics.
into
Yeah.
the
Yep.
into the
Mhm.
fine print. Yeah.
He just treated it as an iTunes agreement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
I
He
agree.
read the first line and was just like, oh, this fucking agreement.
I agree.
I agree.
I've done this so
Markel
many
reads
times.
the contract, but he doesn't really find anything interesting. Honestly, he gets bored after like the second or third sentence in the fine print because it's just like a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. But Liberty and Shri being more focused on finding out if there's anything weird hidden in there. They find like some strange lines, like especially like a very small line written in between some other lines, that just like is written in a different kind of cursive, kind of like it's not written by the same person, and it says any sexual acts against another living being done without their consent will result in immediate bonking and transfer to the cosmic horny jail. And then it says murder without consent is allowed, but may lead to pursuit of local government and society.
Wall.
That seems like that was directed at a player instead of a character.
No, that was
No.
it is in fact directed at the characters.
Wait.
I don't have to worry about that one.
I might have been misreading this, but I don't see any payment or actual good.
I've not seen
stuff
any
for-
number figures, and,
Yeah.
and I would very much like to see that.
Oh, you fools! This is more than money, don't you see?
Well, apparently it's all life, and
Yeah, you've already signed. We don't care about you now.
All right, but you don't get it, do you?
it's a what? No, I do. It's if we don't do this, then we die. If we do, then there's an 85% chance that we die. And if we don't die, and we tell somebody, then we die. And
Oh,
then if we
actually,
don't
I'm
tell
sorry,
somebody,
just hold
but
on.
we fart, then we
What?
die.
I don't mean to interrupt. I just I got an update. The statistic is 86% death rate now. Someone just died. Sorry.
Well, now you're under 900 people.
Yep.
This sounds like our price just went up too.
Yeah.
Well, this is not even though I phrase it as a reverse job interview, the point being that through passing the trials, you are hired. Honestly, through being picked in the first place, you are worthy to be an initiate. However, while there is no rules against receiving knowledge or power or wealth, you will be rewarded by local denizens for solving problems, and
We can
my
do that
employer
on our
does not
own.
like to be bound in many ways. So
No, neither do we. So why should we be bound if he's not?
And it sounds like you need us more than we need you.
How about this? So I had moved the ink pen. I'm gonna pull the ink pen to me. Is there any blank space on this contract?
yes, you can behind the second paragraph, below the second paragraph where it changes where it changes
Perfect. Let me write
formats.
some things down.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, okay, sure, go ahead. I
Oh,
cannot
I'm
promise
I'm writing
anything.
it out. You can continue.
Alright, well, take your time.
Oh,
I
oh,
can't promise.
Marco, I want a provision in there that he gave me these glasses.
Okay.
I would like to mention that while this seems very restrictive, there will be a lot of benefits, freedom of movement, and other things, things that you would never see in your life otherwise. The possibility of visiting other worlds is in itself a worthy prize, especially for an entrepreneur that knows how to make money with it.
It says we can leave at any time, correct?
Yes, for the most part, you would still be bound by the other principles laid down in the contract for the rest of your life. But yes, if you wish to stop the agreement, you can at any time.
Sure, why not? She'll sign.
Okay, so they've both signed, and we're waiting on me and Shrew, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm still typing.
Okay. Take your time.
Talking in this voice for so long really, really strains
So,
my energy.
Oh, do you not have a normal voice like this? You In your other form,
Well-
do you also take another voice? That seems a little weird.
I do this for a reason. If I didn't, there would be other issues. I have to use a voice that is.
Oh, do we need to sign a contract to find out about that, do we?
No, but I'm not sure you want to find out about that.
And why not?
Well,
But my current voice is not optimal. However, I have a little choice.
Oh my god.
Using something closer to my primary means to communicate may put a strain on feeble minds, eventually leading to mental insanity and painful death.
I can also do that voice.
But if you have a death wish, or find my adjusted voice too amusing, I don't mind continuing like this and overloading your fragile little brains.
If you don't find my voice amusing, I don't mind. Try to figure out this.
I'm just saying.
Was that supposed to be scary?
You have a silly
No,
voice.
not scary. It's just closer to my normal voice. I don't
That is
really
normal.
choose the voice I was being born with.
I prefer that voice. It sounded more official. If we haven't assigned contracts,
You know,
so I need to sound more official.
I think I'm starting to realize why he works alone.
Yes. People make fun of me because I sound like a train conductor.
Daebryn, check your DMs.
I mean, if we can get out at any time, might as well sign to just move on.
I like this. This is different. I don't usually see people renegotiating the contract. Usually they just either sign or they fuck off. But I find it intriguing personally. So depending on the demands he is writing down, I may have to consult with my employer. But I'm interested to see.
Can we meet the employer then?
Oh, I don't know. That my employer is very busy. He almost single-handedly keeps the enemy at bay. We would have been.
But then
long
what the
been
fuck are we
overrun
supposed to
otherwise.
do then if he can... if he...
Oh, I don't think you understand. I can tell you this much without having signed the contract yet. This conflict exists outside regular parameters of the universe. It has only recently began affecting the mortal worlds. My employer and the enemy do not have much power over the mortal planes, so there always need to be proxies.
Okay, I understand.
And if you know either of these powers were fighting within mortal boundaries, the universe would have long been destroyed. You done with that contract yet?
Almost.
Do you have any food?
No, I do not need any sustenance personally. So, do you eat bugs?
No. What's that ink made out of?
Oh, I don't know. Kind of space octopus?
Are you the space octopus?
No, don't get any ideas of milking me. I do not produce any ink.
Okay. Interesting.
I'll
I slide the contract back over to him.
and I'll reach into to my bag and pull out a ration and say, "Hey, here, my dear, you're hungry."
Oh, thank you.
I've always got snacks. If you need snacks.
Oh, you're my favorite now.
That's good to know.
I'll take the snack.
This is certainly amusing. Yeah, this this doesn't seem to be an issue whatsoever. However, I do need to adjust a small thing. Um, yeah, no, these are all fine except the last part. Uh, you may choose things in this space, but you cannot really take them outside it. These books, they are merely physical form because this is the way
Oh, that's
the
totally
room
fine.
appears
It's
to
just
you.
that I don't have to take them out of here. It's just they're mine.
Uh,
He gets like he like kind of his even though like his face doesn't really move, you see like his shoulders kind of slack, and he like contemplates a bit about like he's clearly very very obsessed about his books.
I, I don't know if
How about
I
this?
don't know.
I'll change it to 1.
All right. I mean, yeah, that is okay. You can choose a book.
I choose the one that I'm holding.
Oh yes, of course you did. All right. Well, sure.
I immediately
You
burn it.
you are welcome to peruse it as much
No,
as you
I'm
want.
burning it. I'm burning it right now in front of him.
Oh,
It's mine.
well,
I shouldn't
yours.
play with. You shouldn't play with fire, dear.
The
It's okay.
fire, by the way, that whatever he's using to burn it, like it consumes the book completely, but it like it poofs into thin air, right? And
Yeah.
he says,
Well, I do want to say that, like I said, this isn't exactly here in physical form, so the information is still stored. Do you want me to delete it entirely? Is this
No,
or
I
was
wanted to
this
see.
just a symbolic thing?
This was a test.
Oh, okay.
he like reaches into one of the portals again and pulls the exact same book out and places it on the table.
That one is no longer mine. I destroyed mine.
You
I
didn't
assume-
sign the contract,
You
though, did you?
I did after he said that everything's okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry,
he
did I
did
not
sign.
say that?
Okay, that's fine.
By the way, did Tree sign it as well when Markel was signing it?
Yeah, I signed the contract.
Okay, so for our the first part, can we go ahead and have that?
Yeah, sure.
He like reaches into one of the portals and like pulls out 2 bags of kind of this weird leather that you've never seen before, but what you see inside is very obvious. While it doesn't really have a like a kingdom would usually mark their coins in some
Mhm.
way, it is just gold pieces. But yeah, 200 in each
Yeah,
thing, so both of you
Shri,
guys get
you get 200
each.
gold right now, and I get 200 gold.
No boy.
Also, I find the second part of your adjusted contracts kind of funny because I mean, if you survive for 10 tasks, you might as well have saved the universe. You would be worth a lot more than that by now.
That's fine. I needed to see how much I could get away with.
Since it is yours now, I should probably tell you that if you were actually able to burn this information, you would have doomed your home planet to eternal suffering and death. But you know.
Oh, can I have that again?
Oh yeah, sure.
And I burn it again.
Okay.
Hello,
I see how it is. Yeah, what's up?
archivist. How do I exit the contract?
You wish to leave? You will be replaced by another willing initiate and return to your home planet. As you have signed the contract, you are bound to all of its rules, but if you
Will
wish
she?
to
I would like to
cancel
exit the
agreement-
contract and then make a new contract.
Can she do that? After she's been.
No, I mean,
Well, you are bound to this contract. I don't think you understand. You may cancel the agreement and return to your previous life, but this contract is eternal.
I
You don't get the gold.
Oh, you
I want the gold,
fools and
though.
your gold.
Yeah, well, you should have you should have been as creative as your members. Perhaps if you befriend them, they might share their wealth.
200 gold matter now. When if we do accomplish our goal, we'll have the ability to have as much gold as we want.
And that's fine, but we needed to see if he could do this. I made
He's an immortal tentacle monster. What do
he
you mean?
says he's an immortal tentacle monster. We don't have any proof of it.
Oh no, I am in fact a immortal
Do
tentacle
you
But
monster.
not
you're just
see him
proving-
before you?
I do. The
Have you
thing
ever
is, we
seen
don't know if
anything like it.
have I seen anything like it, DM?
No, you don't need to make a check for that. You have never seen something like that.
Also, question.
Yes.
This is theoretical.
Mm-hmm.
Could I go inside you and walk down your stairs?
Inside where?
The archivist. You
Wait,
said I
which-
looked inside of him and he had a spiral staircase going down whenever I
Oh.
looked at it last time.
He
Oh,
wants
it's
to
just-
go down on you inside of you.
It's beneath his robe. Like maybe if somehow you got, I don't know, somehow you got.
No.
inside
I
his
was
robe.
asking the archivist in character.
Oh, you were. Sorry,
Yeah.
okay, my bad.
You people, I don't. Nobody has propositioned me like this. I will say that the space inside me is highly private, and my employer, he has this weird.
No. You misunderstand. I'm not asking can I. I'm asking is it possible if I am able
It
to.
is possible, but it is a very intimate action, and my employer has very strict rules on consent,
No, it's.
and I do not consent.
Well, we didn't really
I'm not saying I'm gonna
consent.
do it. I'm saying was it possible
Oh
to
yeah, you
walk down the
could.
stairs?
Yeah, you could.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're not quite on that level yet, but yeah, you could.
I don't want to be on that level. I was asking, is it possible to walk down those stairs?
What's down there?
You
Stairs.
usually ask a stranger about
Well, what's
details about their privates.
what's at the bottom of the stairs?
Books? What do you think? I like books.
Does it match the robes?
Maybe?
I still have my question. Why can't I just stop my contract and make a new contract?
Because you signed the contract. You can stop the agreement, but not the contract.
Why
Once
can't
you
you
sign the
just give me
contract, once you
gold?
sign the contract, the out clause said that you go back to your old life and you're done. So if there's a way you can get back here, sure, he'll probably let you do another contract. I don't think you can get back here.
Oh, hold on. I know how to fix this.
Is that what
He
I
like
read?
reaches on the ground next to the portal, something shining that you haven't noticed before, and he brings it up and puts it in front of you, and like,
That a gold coin fell out. You can have it.
so you can have one gold coin.
Well, whose did it fall out of? Did it fall out of mine or did it fall out of Marco's?
I don't know. Did you count?
No. Grandmother, I think it's okay for her to have one of our gold.
I only counted 99. You're 101 off.
Oh wait, I'm in another character. No, that's me. That's not Liberty.
yeah.
Hey, you're richer than when you walked in.
Now that you have signed the contract, let's just real quick, everybody, if you would be so kind to put your hands out. Don't worry, this is a painless process.
I'll stick
I
my
am
hand straight out.
simply-
Okay.
Same.
Tentacles reach out to each of your hands, kind of like a purple energy pulsing through it. It pumps into the top of your hand, and kind of like a drawing starts forming, kind of like a tattoo, but completely painless. I think show to everyone. This should work, right? Does that pop up?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is what the tattoo looks like.
It's a
It
phoenix.
is on your palm. And as quickly as it like arrives, it pulses once or twice, and then it fades, and like your regular skin returns.
This is just for your information, this is a void anchor tattoo. It is needed for you to be able to enter this space again. It is always connected to a spatial fissure that leads directly into my domain. So, if you
That
ever
inside
need
of
to
you?
return, not inside of me in this domain.
And he kind of gestures around the room and pulls his robes a bit closer because he's feeling.
I thought you meant inside your domain.
Oh, well, this is my domain,
I
but
thought maybe that's the way we get here, is that we walk up the stairs through you and then we come in here and then we're in here in your domain.
it's very complicated to explain. All right, it's a lot of space and shit. It's very complicated. You wouldn't understand.
A lot of ins and a lot of outs.
Yeah, you could say that.
You know, for a grandma, you're quite crass.
I was a bounty hunter for a long time, so I know how to speak to people, kind of. And I don't usually hold back. I say what's on my mind.
In addition to being crash, she's bold as brass.
Aye.
Yep. Big old brass balls.
Well, congratulations. With this tattoo, you now officially identify as Void Walkers. You will be recognized as such by others. Something you should probably know, but is not as important as that. If you reveal this status to the enemy or anyone involved, they will chase you down and kill you. But you know.
Well, how do we hide it then?
Why didn't you put it on our shoulders instead?
It is
Yeah,
hidden
you
on its
put it
own.
on such an open part of our body.
A better question, how do we find others with the similar tattoo if they disappear?
You will feel the presence of another Void Walker. The tattoos are naturally drawn to each other. However, the likelihood of running into others of your kind during the same mission is very unlikely.
Is it about 15% or?
14 now.
Oh, yes, right.
Do you have any gloves that we can have?
Oh, do not worry. The symbol will stay hidden unless you use it to activate a spatial fissure. Only now there should be no way of detecting it unless somebody is specifically looking for it, or you reveal your status. Then
So if somebody casts detect magic around us, our palms won't light up like, you know, like the predator or something.
oh no, this is not that.
What is
Technically, it is not even on your hand. It just exists in the space around your hand. It's very complicated.
what is the predator? I've never heard of such a thing.
Well, these predators, they're like these beasts, and they're very like they see heat, and they're
Oh.
very that's how they hunt.
I see.
They're predators.
Is that something
I
else
live
that
in the
you tell me?
cold. It makes sense why I've never seen such a creature.
Is that something you've hunted before, grandmother?
Oh yes.
Can I insight check my grandmother?
Go ahead.
Markall knows that she
I'll
talks
give you
shit a
advantage
lot.
because you know her. I'll give you
Yeah.
advantage because you've known her your whole life.
That's fucking funny.
You know that she thinks that she has.
Okay, grandmother.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Well, something
this is one of those stories that you know that she believes in her
Yes.
mind that this happened, but you know that it didn't.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, where do we go, Archivist?
yes, well, just information you should know and I was not allowed to share with you previously. The corruption by which means the enemy influences the mortal realms. You have seen such an example in the last trial. It takes over human or mortal minds and bodies almost like ruthlessly, and
I don't consent.
yes, unfortunately, even if you yell that, the enemy will not care. However, my employer is very big on consent, so
Well, what about if we
Well-
yell out, "No, no, don't touch me there. This is my no-no square."
Your employer's a hypocrite.
I don't know. Yes, I was about to say the same thing. We all came here against our own will.
well, yeah,
They've
I
got
can't
you
really
there.
argue with that.
I think that's going to be another signing bonus.
I think you got your signing bonus. If you have
I
any more
didn't.
issues, you can.
Yeah,
Well,
they
you got,
didn't.
Yeah, I think you got to
could've-
pay them now.
They did not sign the contract. I'm
Well, they
sorry,
did
but
sign the contract, though.
yes, they did, but they didn't sign yours.
Well, do you want to
You
keep
want to
me
sign
here?
mine here, dear? You can sign mine.
Sure, I like you, Grandma.
Here you go.
The contracts have already been signed.
He already took them up too.
There
I'm
will
gonna-
no.
I'm
There
gonna.
will
I'm
be
gonna,
no
I didn't
further
hear
gold.
they took them up.
I'm gonna just sort of say right now to the what's his name? The what the fuck is his name? The
archivist.
Archivist.
The archivist. Like, well, I mean, it is only 400 gold. What's that to you, an immortal?
Oh, this is not about me. I can get this gold
Right.
from anywhere. This is about principle,
Or-
and
But can you?
I like to do things by the book.
Yes, but can you though?
Oh yeah, I could. I
Prove
could
it.
give you 1,000,000 gold right now if you wanted to. I'll just have
Ah,
to steal it
I-
from someone.
Oh,
I-
you
I-
can. You can give me 1,000,000 gold right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I would say this interview
I
has
don't
been anything
believe
but
you.
by the book.
I burnt the book.
He did.
He did burn the book.
Well,
Listen, I am not called the keeper of boundless knowledge for nothing. While I may just appear like an archivist to you, I have done this for eons. And no offense, but I am going to play by my own rules. And
Well,
I think I have bent them enough for one day.
Why don't you give them like 400 gold in supplies or something?
you
Like
kind-
instead of just the gold, you could give them something to help us out. To take down the foes. That's the equivalent. That's around the price point of 400 gold.
Ah,
the way she thinks.
It's like
Yeah,
a
that is a
store. It's like a
compelling
store
argument.
credit.
you know what? You know what? Just to shut you guys up, both of you guys can have 100 gold. How's that sound? I'll have their contract prize for nothing. I'll just give it away, but you'll have to shut up about it.
It's not for nothing. We're doing work for you.
I
Mr.
mean,
Archivist.
Okay,
This-
listen, you
It's
are
saving the
doing,
world.
Well,
It's
yeah,
saving the world.
technically you're doing work for my employer and the.
Oh yeah, who is that
And the
by the way?
world.
Mr. Archivist,
Who is that?
Yeah,
can we
go ahead.
trade? Can we trade the person on the end for somebody else?
Sorry, what? Trade
Can
what?
we trade the person on the end for somebody else? She keeps talking.
Oh, but you keep talking as well. What are you talking about?
Me?
Yeah, but I'm trying to get on with it. I
Well,
got
I'm
what
the
I
first
needed.
person who was like, "Oh, why don't we sign the contract? We can always leave later."
What?
And that's why I'm in this position. So, shut up.
Alright, kids, stop bickering.
Well, it just didn't really seem like we were in much of a rush, you know? Whole end of the world thing, and we're bickering about details of a
Oh
contract.
yeah, you're not in a
but-
rush at all.
He like flips through a book on his side, one of the ones bound by chains.
Yeah, another team of initiates just died. This is a concerning death rate.
Is it still
something is happening.
86%?
But yeah, no rush at all.
Is
Yeah,
it-
it only went down by 0.5, and I like to round up.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we get the 100 gold.
Fuck yeah, we
yeah.
do.
Yeah, so
Okay.
each of you guys get 100 gold as well.
Are you giving us another
You
100
have
gold?
successfully
Marco, you
annoyed.
gave us another 100 gold. We've got 300.
I want to
gold
tell
now.
you something
You
special.
see how
Mr.
we
Archivist.
swindled him, Marco? We did the old bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
You're my
You
least
have
favorite.
successfully pissed off the
Immortal.
the cosmic entity.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was gonna kill us, he would have killed us. We.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, I burnt one of his books in front.
Yeah, he was not happy with that, by the way.
I know.
But you know, thankfully it's just the knowledge is still there.
Yeah.
But the details of your employer, right? We were getting to that,
Oh yes.
and the mission.
Let's just say it is not my place to tell you much about it. Let's just say that
You literally said we signed the
no, I'm
contracts,
saying
and you
I can
us.
tell you all that I know. I don't know everything. My employer is a whole different story. He is an entity that exists between the material and spiritual planes. I know for a fact that theoretically, like, endless of such entities exist, but they themselves hold the fabric of time and space together. But like, only an astronomically low number of them ever gains sentience, and an even lower number ever gains the ability to influence anything but their own plane. So he is a truly rare specimen. Only very few of these creatures exist in the multiverse. But yeah, I've told you almost everything I know about my employer. We interact rarely.
All right,
He goes by many names. I think this most recent epoch, he has been referred to as Enos, the Purple Eclipse, but he's also known by a bunch of other ridiculous titles, like the Infinity Watcher, Father of the Empty Dawn. Just like who chooses these titles? It's absolutely ridiculous. Mine are way better.
Seems like you have a bit of envy there. And I sort of eye his staircase when I say that.
He pulls his robe together, kind of like trying to make sure he can't glimpse between it, and
Does he have novels down there? And you just got short stories.
Okay, listen, I am a very powerful magical space octopus, I will have you know. I am definitely not jealous.
No,
he's a little jealous.
he looks more the slam poetry type.
Sure, you start snapping her fingers.
Alright, I will say, while I appreciate your energy and sassiness, it is getting a bit annoying, and I would like to return to my book. So
Yes, let's go. Send us to our next whatever, the mission, the trials, whatever is next.
well, there's no more trials. I also
we made
don't,
it.
I also don't. Just for clarification, I also don't really care what you do. The main part is the issues at hand, and when when the enemy is discovered tampering with the mortal realm, several teams are dispatched. And however you like to deal with the corruption or interference is up to you. It is just it is just important that you bring back information and
Yes.
if possible, eliminate the source of such corruption.
And is there any real calling sign or symbol of the enemy that we should be aware of?
Oh,
Maybe a name.
Oh, there is no. They could be anyone. It is fairly simple, but thankfully the process that has been used so far is very obvious. They will be mindless or very specifically controlled by the enemy. There is no free will left. They are mindless creatures, simply used to do to further whatever objective the enemy is pursuing currently. My employer is not all knowing. The especially the current rise in corruption. There's no, like, we have yet to find the reason why it's happening or how.
Okay. Well,
But yeah, let's get on with it since you were all willing, even after
Yes,
having
get
to haggle
on
for
with
20
it.
minutes.
He like reads from a piece of paper that has shown up sometime in the conversation. He must have placed it on the table at some point.
Alright, so
And he like gives a deep sigh and then like reads something off.
he reads, your first mission, impossible. Should you choose to this is such a dumb saying. The mission is neither impossible nor do you have a choice in the matter, but my employer always makes me say that line for some reason. But yeah, there's the location of this planet is an outer world. Okay. Sorry, I'm also seeing this for the first time. This is very recent. It must have happened in the past few weeks or days. There has been fairly minor activity detected in a large forest on the southern continent. However, recent intrusions in the territory have been getting more difficult to observe, so details seem to be sparse, but my employer is sure that this is some kind of new kind of corruption that has spread throughout the entire forest within days. Yeah, like I said, if possible, find and eliminate the source of corruption. There is there is a local population of woodland creatures, dryads, and druids. Feel free to contact them and ask for their cooperation. Of course, without revealing the true nature of your presence, as that would be in breach of your contract. I have prepared a fissure that will lead you directly in the outskirts of the affected forest, but
What are we supposed to say if they ask?
I'll
If
make
they
something
ask,
up. I don't know.
like, why are you here? And what do we say?
You will have something. You will have to make something up. Let's be honest. Even if you told them the full story, although it would be in breach of your contract, it is much less believable than any lie you could think of, come up with. No.
I guess I don't really have a reason to be on that planet, but sure.
I am curious,
Well-
what happened when we disappeared? Did we just
When
go
you
poof?
disappeared. Oh yes, you disappeared from where you were standing. It is not super difficult to understand, but I will say that aside from your world, since the others aren't affected, if you have family or loved ones left behind, they should, even if they might be searching for you, you should be able to return to them at some point, especially if your worlds end up being affected by corruption. You have priority to be the assigned team of initiates dealing with the situation. But yes, who knows? This whole affair might be over with very soon anyways. We don't really know. The only thing that is for sure is that this is escalating, so whichever side wins, not that I mind too much. It's not gonna take long.
Ah, yes, send us along to our deaths then.
Alright, well, I mean,
At least we're a
completely-
little bit richer, right?
yes, you are incredibly wealthy.
He says, oozing with sarcasm.
I mean, I was saying it with the sarcastic grin, so.
Yeah. Okay, he waves to the side of the room, and a kind of like what first is just a line, kind of like, I mean, like you would expect a fissure to look like in space, that is just kind of like rippling and I don't know, just looking off, turns into a portal of sorts that becomes round and big enough to you know, provide you entry.
Marco, look at something. A thing happened over there. Maybe that. I guess that is that where we go.
Are we done?
Yeah, please go ahead. I would like to say that if you need to return here, please don't make it a common occurrence. You can return here at any point by returning to one of these spatial fissures. Your marks will show you the way, but I would prefer you not do it as often, as
Oh,
it
the marks.
does require some energy.
The mark doesn't make the portal. The mark just shows us where a portal is.
Oh yes, you did this. That would be incredibly irresponsible for me to let you create random portals in space.
Oh man. I'm gonna get up and start walking to the hole, very dejected.
So Liberty will also get up and walk, and
Mm-hmm.
I want you to look at my stream.
Yep.
She's gonna do this. She's leaving. She's...
And
Alright.
that's me, and I'm the little boy running out.
The archivist looks at you guys and sees you, you know, doing that gesture, and just kind of like waves with the tip of its tentacle.
Okay. Also, XDaebryn Arrow says she loves you.
Yay.
Okay.
I'm gonna, as we leave, I'll cast a thaumaturgy and wave and create a cabbage as we leave.
All right.
I put in the D&D Discord what Cherie does.
Oh,
Yeah, let me see.
Let me see. Yeah. Okay, no, I need to show this. Hold on.
Oh,
How do
that is
I-
too good.
Hold on, let me download
I'm gonna go
this.
pee real quick.
Yeah, this will
go
be a quick break while I load
yeah.
this. All right, so
I will say, holding my nose closed for that long, I did not expect that to be an issue.
this is all right. Everyone watching, this is what Shri does when she's sleeping. Well, we're on break. I'll just leave that up there.
Nothing better than to dab on the strange tentacle monster.
Dabbing grandmas, the best kind of grandmas.
Yep.
I'm back.
Oh, welcome back. Okay, Grandma's
back.
gone.
Alright, well, as you step through the portal, the moment each of you left completely, you might have to zoom out a bit there, Kaylee.
Yeah. Ooh.
The moment each of you
Oh,
has
here's
left
something.
completely,
Okay.
the fissure closes behind you, like slowly shrinking, and eventually completely disappearing from sight. Like the forest that surrounds you now, like the atmosphere of you know, the rocks and trees visible behind where the fissure used to be. The fissure used to be. Sorry, I don't know what I said. Like it just, the air returns to normal completely. Yet as you like kind of reach for your marks or your tattoos, kind of like unconsciously, you can feel some kind of connection like tethered to this place. So you're sure that if you used it and concentrated, you would be able to find this place again if you wanted to.
That guy was kind of an asshole, wasn't he?
Yeah, I didn't really like him.
I mean, he didn't really give us a choice. We were going to sign him, but so why not figure out how much he's willing to give? 400 was nothing. I mean, 200 was nothing to him. The second clause was nothing to him. Me burning his book gave us an idea that whatever we could do to him wouldn't actually affect him very much because he was able to reconstitute a book. Books over here says that he's immortal,
Seems
so
like
we
he
can't
could
really
just-
fuck with him.
Like he could just make material things at will.
So now we know what we're dealing with.
I just
Give you an
wanted to get
idea of-
out of there.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
To give you an idea of your surroundings, though, you are like on the outskirts of the forest, and like the archivist mentioned that I don't know if I actually mentioned it. I think I might have forgot, but to retcon it, he does mention that the corruption originates from somewhere deep in the forest. So you are on the outskirts. You can see like vast grasslands on the way out, but it is on the horizon. You are already like quite a bit into the forest, but you can tell like which way would be deeper inside and which way would be outside. I'll say that like kind of this way would be the large grasslands / plains, and this way would be deeper into the forest. Oh, I think I pinged on the GM overlay. This way
Yeah,
is
okay. I see.
this way is the grasslands, and this way is deeper inside.
Mm.
What would you like to do?
So it's just open grasslands. That's it.
Yes, it's just I'm saying like on the horizon this way you can see like open grasslands. You are
And
like on the
then-
outskirts of this
And
forest.
then this way is just the forest.
This way it goes
okay.
deeper into the forest, yeah. You don't
Okay.
really have a direction because this just dumped you in the middle of nowhere.
Cool.
I thought he would put us in a city so we could
Yes.
find where we were and get things and stuff.
Can I make a perception check to see if I recognize fucking anything? Like any part of the, just general nature, where we might even be?
Sure, make a nature check.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Okay. Well, you don't recognize where you are at all,
All right.
aside from the very obvious trees
Woods.
around you telling you that you are in fact in a forest.
Liberty would also want to think about
ahead.
that.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
He
Holy
sees
shit.
everything. He knows all.
Yeah. Okay, with a oh god, what do I do with a nat 20? Okay. With a nat 20,
Do you see any
Even
of the
this-
portals near that he was talking about?
Do I see portals?
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh.
No. What you do notice, however, is that let me just make sure I give you information that works for that role. Okay, even if you are this far out into the forest, everything looks healthy. At first glance, like anyone would like be looking at the trees and the soil and like just think this is a regular forest. But like behind one of the trees here, you see a root, like a small root that reaches between some rocks that seems to have some kind of like red and black pulsing to it. It definitely does not look natural.
Hey, everyone. I think I found some of that corruption. And that'll call them over to the root.
Yeah, so as you look at the root, there's not much there to see, but it like a very small part of this tree seems to be infected by something. You don't know what, but I think with that nature check, you would be able to tell that that root might not even be from this tree, but it's just from like some kind of underground network. But it is definitely. It seems like the corruption is kind of originating from deeper in the forest,
Does
pretty
it
much like the archivist said.
does it look like the tree that we saw that had like all the red shit on it before we went to fight the people?
No, not really. In fact, everything about like the red tree and like the blood and stuff seemed like artificial in a way. This seems to be like natural. This seems to be like um like pulsing with some kind of life, like whatever this corruption it is. It almost seems like it's alive. And with the 22 nature check, I will also give you that you much like the trial in a way you hear animal noises here and there, but significantly less than you would expect from such a large forest. You hear some birds chirping and stuff, but it is like the middle of the day, so you would expect a lot more wildlife.
I want to take out an arrow,
Hmm.
and I want to take the arrow head, and I want to like kind of poke it into some of the corruption.
Okay. The arrow, like you poke it in the corruption and it kind of sizzles, like almost like you would put it into fire. It doesn't like burn your arrowhead or anything, but it seems to be like trying to like latch onto it or do something. It fails to do so completely. But it seems to be trying to interact it, and like if you push it deeper into the root, it would, fall apart. And when like are you like are you just pushing it in? Are you trying to cut the root off, or what are you
No,
doing?
I was just seeing what happened when I
Okay.
put an arrowhead into it.
Yeah, that's about it. It is squishier than a regular root would be. It's weird.
You said it was pulsing?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome back. Sorry, you didn't miss anything there. Investigating a corrupted root.
Okay.
It's soft and throbbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Same.
I want to cast Druidcraft,
Go
and
ahead.
I want to make a flower sprout up on the corruption and see what happens.
Okay. You make a like what kind of flower are you making?
Just like a dandelion or something. Just
A dandelion. Okay. Like the small dandelion starts to sprout, like your druidcraft, your spell kind of something you do notice while you're casting the spell. It kind of seems to be like as if there's like an energy that reacts like very well to your spell in the forest. It's like almost like it feels you like forming the spell, and it like almost instinctively adds energy to it. So the dandelion that you're creating on this corruption seems to grow a little bit stronger and faster, and looks a little bit bigger than you would be that you expected when you first cast the spell. But it happens and sprouts up directly on this corrupted root. The root immediately like kind of latching onto it, and within I'd say like 10 to 20 seconds, wilting the flower completely, and like it's kind of falling uselessly to the ground.
Don't touch the red stuff on the roots or the trees. It doesn't do good things.
But yeah, this seems to be like the only spot visible, and you're very surprised her Liberty was even able to spot this tiny bit of corruption, because the rest of the forest looks very healthy around you.
Well, I guess we could go investigate it.
do I see any more of that anywhere?
No, nothing. I only gave that to Kaylee because of her nature check. The only thing you guys can tell is that like out here the corruption seems to be barely present, if at all.
And we were told that we need to destroy the corruption.
Yeah, he phrased it in a way that like you want to collect information as to because he said that the you know that information is limited, that their site is shrouded in some way, so you know you need to investigate the source, and if you find it, destroy it.
Okay. So, in getting some information, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Sacred what?
Sacred Flame.
Okay. Yep.
The corruption on the tree has to make a dexterity check.
It doesn't have to. It is so small. The flame burns it up, and you kind of cut the root off, like where it goes into the ground, and like you can tell that the like area around it, while charred, feels like it's like almost like the forest or the tree is sighing in relief, as it just completely burns up and disappears from your sacred flame.
Interesting.
That seemed effective.
I have absolutely no idea where we are, so
You
I'll
do see a
I'll
like
follow
a
you.
path. It's very there doesn't seem to be like really a path, but there seems to be like some kind of thing leading that way. You like maybe you can make out some footsteps, but if they are footsteps, they're very weathered, and they could be paw prints or footsteps. You can't really tell, but things have been like around here, and this seems to be like a kind of like a treaded path.
So, grandmother, what should we do?
Well, we've got to find more of that stuff, and I guess if it was on the tree root, I guess we need to go into the forest. If that's our objective, is to kill the corruption, then it seems like the logical thing.
Is the forest this way?
Yes.
I'll start going.
Okay. So as you pass through the trees, like everything like remains normal. You don't spot any more traces of corruption for a while. I will actually. You don't really need to, because you are just continuing deeper into the forest, right? You just following kind of.
Can I ask a point of
Yeah,
order
go ahead.
thing? So like the whole world, like different worlds thing, like that's not something
Yeah.
that was like that we know about, yeah? Like beforehand.
But beforehand, like you mean?
Like I wouldn't
you
have
mean
known that there were different
the
worlds
existence
until
of all
this
of this?
happened.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
your characters took it in stride, considering how.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
They've been.
We're talking
fair,
to
they've
a
been in a-
fucking tentacle monster that has
Yeah,
stairs
yeah.
inside of him.
It is a bit of a wake-up call for sure.
Yeah, I do think Liberty would just, as we're walking, just like start asking like, so like you guys are from different worlds?
I mean, I guess I wasn't really sure there were other worlds. I mean, I sort of always thought there were, but
Where are you from, please?
Hold on, I have your worlds written down. I just need to find the names real quick.
That's I don't know.
Well, don't worry. He was going to tell me where he's from. We
Yes.
knew where that was.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I know where I'm from. Never mind. I have a town name at least.
Mm-hmm.
I also have to check my notes.
Imagine having your notes open already. Couldn't be me.
Listen.
Yeah. Okay, so-
Imagine
No, I'm
having
saying that because
notes.
I'm doing the same thing.
So I will say the book that Markel grabbed, right? His name, his world's name is spelled like this. when he, picked it and the few details that you heard about it, I would say like Blaze and Liberty, you would say you've never heard of that word. And when, the archivist referred to, something happening to his home world at the time, like considering the book, and since you read the name as well, you can't really like, you would assume that that's something you've never heard of because your worlds are called Susral and
Wait, who's from Susral?
sorry, the first one is Liberty, the second one is Blaze. Those are like
Blaze is
makes
from
sense.
Orgasm.
what your people or the country you grew up in refers to as their home planet.
Yeah. I'm just saying that it does make sense because Liberty is pretty sus.
True.
And what is Blaze orgasmic?
Yes, very.
Anyway, walking
Sorry.
through the forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I didn't want to interrupt the roleplay there. I just needed to find the names because I can't remember them.
Wait, so do we know the names of our worlds or no?
You do, yes, and you know for a fact.
Oh,
that,
yeah, like how we know we're on Earth now, but if we don't know
Mhm.
the names of the other, never mind.
Good job.
Sorry,
Purrkay.
I was really trying. I'm sorry if that was confusing in any way.
No.
No, it wasn't confusing.
It wasn't, no.
Okay, well, yeah. It is pretty obvious to you now that if you're not from the same world, you're definitely from different areas. Okay, so you keep walking, you follow the path. You still don't really see much corruption, but like you hear kind of you hear like the flowing of a river nearby. Like when you walk closer for a little bit, the water seems clear and fresh. Like you stop for a second, maybe like refreshing yourself with some water in between. You see like a lone squirrel-like creature that hops down from a tree. One of the few animals you've seen, startled running away. But yeah, you keep going. After about like maybe 30 minutes of following alongside the river, you hear screaming, or well, not screaming, but you hear screaming, but also like a whole bunch of other noises, and you don't really know what it is because it's too far away, but you are sure that you heard a scream.
Which
I'm gonna
direction
keep
was
walking.
that? Deeper in the forest?
Just to your west.
Okay.
I keep walking.
You ignoring the
No, we
the-
turned.
Okay, you okay.
Yeah, but I'm not running towards it. I am walking towards it.
So,
I'll follow.
yeah, Liberty will follow, and then once she sees something that would suggest like where the screaming's coming from, she'd hide. But I don't know if we've gotten to that point yet.
I'll put you in the next area already. Just so you know, you would see this from fairly far away because this whole scene is on a kind of elevated plateau, and it's going up, but like you came down from a hill that you could look up. So if you want to sneak or whatever, that's fine. But what you can see is some kind of humanoid female.
A big black square.
Yeah, we see a big black
Yeah.
square. Is that?
Wait, you do?
Yep.
Maybe
Big
I
black cock.
have-
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what's wrong. There you go. Fixed.
Oh wow! Oh,
That looks like spiders.
Spiders.
Those are huge spiders. They have just started attacking this female. Hence the scream or the it might have been a battle cry or a scream for help. You can't really tell.
Before we start,
Yeah.
DM,
hmm
do we have our spells back from earlier?
Yes, you are complete. You have a long rest. You're full on hit points. It's almost like that trial didn't happen. Like you felt completely
Cletus.
refreshed when you felt completely refreshed when you arrived in the archivist's room.
Do you want to know something funny?
Yeah, go ahead.
After I spent all that time looking for music, I forgot to turn it on.
Wow.
Well, you can
What
now.
a- what a dingus.
Grade A,
Clap.
Wow.
professional streamer.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and knock an arrow in case one of these spiders sees us and makes an aggressive action. Then I'm going to let loose.
Okay. Well, let's just roll initiative then, since you've shot an arrow.
Oh no, I'm not shooting.
Oh.
I'm holding my my attack in
Oh,
case
okay.
it makes an aggressive action. But I've got an arrow knocked and like.
Well,
Ready
since
to go.
you're aiming down your sight, you can tell that the spider you're aiming at, this one, is like they're currently charging, like they're on their way. Like it'll take them another like 10-20 seconds to be on the female, but you can tell that its eyes are like completely black, and it's moving in like a very strange fashion.
Towards the female.
Yes, and the female has a staff out and is preparing to fight.
Yeah, I'm letting
It-
loose.
Okay, there you go. Now you can roll initiative, and I'll have you roll your attack roll before the initiative roll. Roll. Sorry.
The giant enemy spider.
Okay.
21.
Yes.
Can I do something before initiative?
I
I would have. Well, all I wanted to do was I would have been closer to my group instead of.
yes, you
I would
can
be
you can
there.
move. I will like limit the actions you can do.
Oh no 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 no!
before,
I just wanted to move back 5. I mean, I'm gonna end up charging forward, but I would have been closer to grandmother.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Once I see them
Initiative.
start fighting, I would get into. So yeah, I have to roll. Let's see.
Starting off with a nat 1. Beautiful.
Oh, I had to select a token. Whoopsie.
You can just go and edit yours back down to 13 whenever you roll.
Just do it again, and you can edit it in the thing, or I can edit it for you. If you
I
want me to.
can. Oh wait. So okay. So I have to
Yes.
touch my token and then
Just do it again.
and then do. Okay. Wait. Let me try. Is that it?
Yep. Now go in and click on the 22
Yeah.
and change it to 13.
Oh, I got 22. What do you mean? Did it work?
Yeah, it's on there. You got to scroll down.
Well, it's like, oh, it still says 22.
Oh, we're not able
Oh.
to edit it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
Yeah.
fine.
I can. Oh, I don't know why you're not able to edit it, but so what is it, 22? No.
No, it was
No,
13.
13.
Oh, okay. There we go. Descending should be good now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I would probably be first on all the ties for 14. So I've got a 20 dex.
Yes, probably. I could have sworn I guess I don't have that active on your. I know I guess it's active on Blazes, but I know there's I'll remind me to do that next time we play. I'll make it to the decimals, but
No worries.
I'll just adjust yours to 15, and the other giant spider to 13.5. There you go.
Does it have a dex? Like,
Huh?
does it have a positive dex modifier? Because my dex is 0, so it still might. That spider might move before me.
It does have, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'll just do 14.5. There you go.
yeah. I was about to say like, no, I am not.
I need to I need to activate it for them individually as well.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. So Pena, whose name you don't know yet, but she goes first.
She looks like a pena. That's her name.
Wow.
She's
You know.
saying she looks like a penis.
Oops,
What?
I didn't mean to.
Wow. All right.
Wash your mouth out with soap, young man.
As a bonus action, she will actually. You get. Go ahead and make an attack roll first. Which spider are you aiming at? Daebryn.
I've already
Oh, is
done
that? Oh, you already did. Okay. Yeah.
I rolled
that
a
does
21 on 9
yeah.
piercing damage.
9 piercing. Okay. Which one are you? Which one are you hitting? Can you tell me?
This closest one probably.
Okay. All right. All right. As you let your arrow loose, just immediately reacting as you see these spiders scuttling, across the plateau. You hit one of them in the back. The arrow embedding itself deep in, like, its like back. What do you call it? A fucking sack? I don't know what you call the thing on the back of the
Thorax.
Sack.
Thorax, yes. The thorax sack. Some weird fluids escape it as you hit it. It screeches loudly, not expecting the attack from behind. It turns around immediately, focused on you.
Oh, I'm back.
The other spiders, however, still like charging at the girl. Pania with really great reflexes though. Oh, hold on. I think Daebryn's
No.
internet cut out. No, you're back?
I got back.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So Pania reacts immediately. She doesn't really know where that arrow came from yet, but she sees the opportunity, reacts instantly. She casts however you pronounce Shillelagh, the buff thing for druids.
Shillelagh?
Shillelagh. She
Shillelagh.
casts it on her staff as a bonus action, and then she runs up behind the spider that has just turned around towards you, and hits it with a 10. So she misses. I guess still startled by the attack. And then, oh, it's this spider's turn. Let me look at its movement. Alright. The spider, very angry that you just hit it, scuttles down the side of the mountain. Like, there's a small part of, like, there where the rocks go kind of vertically, but being a spider, it doesn't care about the terrain whatsoever and kind of scuttles down. And then, it stops at around here and kind of lifts up, or, sorry, like lifts up its head, the thorax kind of aiming below it, and some kind of substance shooting out directly at you, Shri. And does an 8 hit? Probably not.
No, it misses.
What you can tell mid-air to be some kind of webbing, misses you entirely and hits the rock next to you, but it is a significant amount of webbing. Like, you're sure if that hit you, it would have probably affected you in some way.
I like bend backwards matrix that shit.
Yes.
What's the matrix?
The most agile of grandmas.
That's what the Matrix is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Then I guess my grandmother is a matrix.
It's about a bunch of very flexible pensioners.
Yep.
Alright, and then it's Blaze's turn. Krillin, your turn.
No shit. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, I can select my character. That thing looks scary. So, what is this? It's like a hill. Like, what's this like?
Yes,
over
this is
here?
a plateau. So, if
Okay.
you were trying to get up here, you know that you wouldn't have to climb, but you're sure that it would take you a little bit more movement if you wanted to get up. So I'll say that these like
Mhm.
rocky squares are 10 movement each, because they're difficult terrain.
Okay. These rocky squares.
Like
And
this
what,
spider back here, I think you wouldn't be able to aim at if you were, because it's a little bit too far away. But these ones you could. It's just elevation, right?
Gotcha. Yep. Okay.
Yep, cock.
Yep, cock. I. What do I want to cast here? Yeah, let's do the thing. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile at this spider.
All of them targeting the.
Yeah. Oh, do I have to press it 3 times? I guess.
I
Yeah.
think so, right?
Yeah. So, because I'd set this up myself, so I don't know. Now it's time for the final battle. 3 darts? Yep, 3 darts. Yeah, so I'll just do it. I'll just hit it 3 times. Bam. So 5, 3, and 5. That'd be 13 damage.
All right. As you, how do you use your magic? Do you have like, I think your character has like a large staff. Do you have a staff or a wand?
I have a staff. Yes, I have a staff, but I didn't put that in my character sheet.
Would you cast your? I'm like, are you casting your magic with your free hand or through
Yeah.
your staff?
Oh,
somehow?
for sure. Oh, with
Okay.
my free hand, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. So holding your staff, you focus and out of your out of your free hand, 3 darts of energy shoot out, kind of arcing through the air left and right, all impacting the spider that was scuttling down the plateau, hitting it straight in the face, dealing 13 damage. You, like, it has 2 significant, like, it's a big ass spider. It's definitely it's a giant spider for a reason, right? But one of the huge mandibles it has actually gets torn clean off by one of the energy beams, and it looks like it whimpers and is like in extreme pain, barely holding on.
Cool. I moved back a little bit, and I'm gonna end my turn right there. Boom.
All right, Shri.
All right, I'm gonna move back 1 and I'm gonna shoot at it with my arrow.
Yeah, go ahead.
26.
Yep, that hits.
I'm gonna pump an arcane shot into it as well.
All right.
That'll be a grasping arrow, so he'll take 2d6.
This one, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
13 piercing damage, 6 with the grasping arrow, so 19 total.
You can tell that this charged shot, as you fired it, and as actually it pierces through its like still intact eye, and pierces all the way through its body, hitting the back wall of one of these, the wall, in like embedding itself into one of these rocks, killing it cleanly.
Oh, it
So
only
you
rolled
know-
once. Nice catch.
Oh,
Marco.
yeah, but I mean it had 2 HP. It got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, but it could matter in other fights.
True.
But also, the roll looks kind of weird. Like it says rolling 6+, and then the die.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, so try rolling it again. And, no, the grasping arrow. Try rolling that again.
No, it does. Ooh. Wait, if you keep rolling it, does it keep?
Yeah.
giving you-
I think that grasping arrow is bugged. Oh,
Nope.
never mind.
Nope. You're just
Okay.
lucky.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute, what?
Oh, I'm not meaning to do that.
Okay, no,
It
but
just
look at
keeps
the.
going. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh.
God.
So it is bugged.
It's in a different way. Okay, there you go. It stopped.
Yeah, like the non crits
Mhm.
are looking like different rolls than the
I'll just manually roll it from here on out.
I mean, I could just be dumb.
No, it's there's definitely something going on. With it.
Yeah.
I'll just manually roll. It's not a big deal.
Alright, so this spider charges at Pena and bites her. Oh, and it hits.
Oh, and sorry, with just a retcon with 10, 15, 20. I would have moved with the rest of my movement.
Sounds good, Kron.
I am not Krillin.
No, I answered to his question there.
Oh.
But I heard you too. He just said he's gonna be right back.
Cool.
So yeah, this spider attacks Pena, biting her with its large mandibles. It like, while it, like, as it's biting, you can see kind of like a green liquid. I would say it's pretty reasonable to assume that that's some kind of poison splashing on her armor, but she seems unaffected, and she takes 12 piercing damage. He got bit in the shoulder and is actually looking really rough just from one bite. Yeah, Markal's turn.
All right.
Is it
fine.
Markal or Markal? I always pronounce it wrong.
Markal.
Markal, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bonus action. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm done.
Yeah. The spider noticed you running up and turns to you. Red Liberty.
Okay. I'm gonna go to like the edge. Let's see. Or try to. Okay, wait, what was it about diagonals?
The first one is 5 movement, the second one is 10 movement.
Okay. I mean, if I just go here, like I have 30
You can,
movement, right?
since you are a rogue,
Yeah.
you can use a bonus action to dash because of your cunning action.
Okay. This should be okay though, right? Because I had 30 movement, and that was like,
Yes.
I don't know, 25 or something.
As a bonus movement, you could take another 30 if you wanted to.
Okay. I'll just go here for now. And I'll just okay, hold on. I forgot that I'm not an archer. Okay. Okay. Okay, what if can I do my bonus action before my action?
I mean, sure. Not that it matters, no.
Well, like, can I like run down here? I don't know.
Let's see. You have, okay, so this would be 30, so 5. Yep, you can exactly make it there.
And then can I attack it here?
Yes.
I definitely was like, I'm gonna shoot it. Oh no, I'm not.
Yeah, you can't do your secondary attack. You can only attack once because you just used your bonus action for the dash.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
you
fine. I just, seeing this as a cliff, I did like a really cool where like I slid like on my heels kind of thing. It was really cool.
Ah.
Yeah. All right, so just my primary attack.
Mhm.
Okay. Do I click? No. Okay. Okay.
Right. You swing your short sword, but kind of still out of breath, and trying to be stylish on your way there. You miss the attack just before, like just as you arrive. You swing mid-air, hitting nothing. Okay.
Okay.
Spoder's turns. All right, this one scuttles around.
Wait, actually, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, wait. Okay, no. Sneak attacks if I've already hit them. Right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, okay. So now, yeah, never mind. Sorry, you can go. I just wanted to check. Okay.
Okay, so this one scuttles around this way. This is some kind of, you know, water pool, fountain, but it just scuttles on the side, and then it once again lowers its thorax, kind of like a spider would when it's shooting web, and aims it between its legs forward, lifting its head, and shoots a thick mass of webs at Pania. Which hits her.
It's pooping on her.
And she gets hit by this massive amount of webs, kind of restricting her and almost locking her in place. Also, Zarya's internet crashed, but we're good. Alright, the spider right in front of you was originally focused on Mark Hall that was coming up, but saw the short sword slicing through midair and chooses to bite the human girl in front of it. It does a 23 hit.
Yes.
Alright, you didn't miss much. Krillin,
Okay.
just some spiders attacking.
Yay.
Pania is locked down by a bunch of webs.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, so it bites Liberty. And it hits, and I need you to make me a Constitution save.
Constitution save.
Yes.
Oh, actually, okay. Do we still have the damage from the previous
No,
encounters?
you don't.
Okay. And then Constitution save.
Yes.
I was like, who the hell joined our Discord? And I was like, oh, Zarya
Welcome
dipped
back.
out.
All right.
Hi.
Well, as the spider bites you, you try to dodge, but it just catches you on the side of your arm, your upper arm, and it sinks its mandibles into your flesh for a second. And as it does, you can feel it pumping something into your veins, and you take 8 piercing and 4 poison damage.
Me?
Okay. No, me.
The poison, no, yeah, she does. But the poison seems to just be like making it more painful than the initial bite would be.
Okay, so you said
So, yeah,
8.
12 damage in total.
12 damage.
8 piercing,
okay.
4 poison.
Okay.
If that matters to you in some way.
Okay.
I don't know if you have resistance or anything. Do you?
Let me check. I am resistant to poison.
Oh, there you go.
And
You
it says I have
advantage
it.
on saving throws against being poisoned.
Yeah.
That means you get to roll another Constitution save.
Okay.
Okay, well you still get poisoned.
Okay.
So you take 12 damage in total.
Okay. What does resistance mean?
He
Sorry,
just
what?
halved.
Yeah.
Resistance means
So that's
means
the half
damage.
poison damage.
Yeah, damage from that type is halved.
So 12 includes half
Oh,
damage.
so you have advantage and you're resistant as well?
What does it say?
Yeah. It says
Okay,
you have
yeah.
resistance to cold damage and poison damage. You have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yep, you'd only take 10 then. Half of it.
Okay.
Then.
All right.
Alright, next spoder.
The spotter.
This one runs up next to its friends, and not being able to really fit through this like massive spoder legs, it just aims its thorax once again at Mark Hall this time, shooting another bunch of webs.
Yeah.
Does 19 hit.
Just hits.
Okay. The web hits you straight on the chest, kind of almost like you can barely resist falling to the ground, but it connects itself like sticky and everything, kind of wrapping your arms up, connects itself to the ground, almost locking you in place.
Okay.
Okay, Mania's turn. She is stunned, so she needs to make a strength check, which she fails. So she is struggling to try to get out of this web, but she can't. She just barely manages to free one of her legs, but that's about it. Okay, Blaze's turn.
Mhm. Oh. Okay. Technically, she's 10 feet away, right? From that point? Yeah, technically. Yeah. Okay, cool. I have sight on this point right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna cast. What am I gonna cast? Oh, actually, I want to do that. What do I want to do? I could do different. I could do one or two things here. Oh, yeah, I'll do this instead. Actually, I'm gonna cast Ice Knife
Okay.
at this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
But at whatever that point was, like that's what I'm gonna aim for. And let's see this is what Ice Knife does, just for everyone's information.
Okay. So go ahead and do the hit. Okay, that hits as well. So
Perfect.
this one takes 1d10, right? So roll that real quick. Okay, so this one takes 6 no matter what, and then it explodes. The shard explodes.
Yep, it explodes, and they have to make a dex save or take
All three
2d6
of
cold damage. Within 5 feet of it. Yeah, the
Yeah,
target and
you're
each
aiming
creature
here,
within
so
5
yeah,
feet.
that hit would hit all of them.
Yeah. So all
12,
three of these.
12, 11, and 16. 12,
It's
11, and 16.
the 16 saves, the other two don't.
Okay, so this one saves, and these take how much?
2d6. So let me roll that. I take 5 damage each.
Okay. All right. As you kind of change, sorry. As you kind of change your hand around, as you turn it to the spiders on top of the plateau, it starts to glow in this like cold, deep white color, and seconds later, a like icicle sharp knife launches out of your palm, embedding itself in the ground right in front of the spider right here. You hit one of its legs, piercing through it, but as it hits the ground, the ice knife explodes, small little ice shards embedding themselves in the lower bodies of all of the 3 spiders. They're taking some damage. This one, however, not very affected. And then it is Shree's turn.
5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna shoot at this one.
Mm-hmm.
20 to hit.
Hits.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
6 damage.
Okay.
Uh,
Once again, your arrow finds its mark.
bonus action. I
Mhm.
would like to Misty Step,
Ooh.
and I'm going to go right here. And
Hide behind me.
Then I would like to action surge. And I want to take out my short sword and I want to cut the webbing off of Markal.
Yep. You don't need to make a check for that. The webbing is very easily removed if you're not the one being trapped by it. So you slice through it easily, especially since you used an actual action to attack. Actually, make an attack. If you roll a nat 1, you'll have to do damage to him. I'll just checking for the nat 1. Okay, yeah, you're good. You expertly cut the thick part of the webbing apart in one single strike. Markal being able to move again.
Yeah. Then I want to use the rest of my movement to like just move back one.
Okay. Alright, this spider bites the restricted target right in front of it. It's advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. She needs to make a constitution save. Wow, I'm just making NPCs fight each other.
Welcome to
Oh.
DMing.
Yep. Okay, well, the spider clamps down, with its mandible. Oh, restrained. Okay, yeah. The spider clamps down with its mandible on the restrained female, kind of biting parts of parts of her stomach, kind of really getting in there. You can see poison pumping inside her as she falls to one knee, and goes down unconscious, from the damage she's suffered. Still wrapped up in a bunch of webs.
Yeah.
Markal.
I have to open up my character sheet again because I forgot it. I'm going to start off with a bonus action healing word on whoever that is again.
Mm-hmm.
She gains
She gains
9 hit points.
Okay. As your healing energy, like kind of wakes her up out of her unconscious state, she just barely manages to get to her knees, but she's still very disoriented.
And then I'm gonna go one step there, and then attack the spider in front of me. 20.
Yes, that hits.
9 damage.
Okay. This one, right?
Yeah, the one beside of me. Yeah.
Alright. You smash into its side with your warhammer, like causing like the liquid or whatever is inside, like whatever bloody substance they have, to pour out. It's holding on, but you can see that some of its legs are buckling under your hit. It's like swaying from side to side.
Okay, so it was 5 feet of movement. I'm gonna go her. And actually, this is still in melee with this one, so I stand there, and I'm done.
Okay, Liberty.
Okay, so when it comes to flanking,
Yes. You
If
always
I
get
go
sneak
here?
attack. Yes.
okay, so should I go? Can I go here and then attack this one? And it would be, wait, why is my pinging not working now? The one in front of me. Would that be? That would be flanking.
And yes, and we said that for flanking you get a +1 on your attack roll
Okay.
instead of advantage.
Okay. So,
Liberty. Thank you for correcting
Jan.
my spelling.
Oh, it's,
It's what you, it's what you get when you choose to have a DM with an accent.
All right, let's go. There's my first attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So, was it hit?
Yes, yeah, that hits.
Okay, so, okay, wait. So now I can do this, and then I can also do sneak attack.
Yes,
Okay, so that's just one.
which is an extra 1d6.
Uh, do an extra. Okay. Wait. Sorry, I just want to double check. Cause I think isn't it 2d6 for 4th level for sneak attack?
Why didn't we should have changed that if that is the case?
I think sneak attack's 1d6 until 5th level. I'm looking it up right now.
Me
I
too.
just searched the rogue table.
I don't know why it doesn't tell me.
Looking here.
Oh no, 2d6 for 4th level. Yep.
Okay, yeah, we should just add it. We should just change that in your actual character sheet then.
Okay.
So
Goes to 3d6 at 5th level. I was off by one.
Okay, so I roll 2d6 now for this.
Yes.
Okay.
rogues do a lot of damage.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's your first attack, 15.
Yeah, and then I just no extra stuff on the second attack, right? It's just a straight.
No, it's just
Yeah.
yeah, just click the. I mean, you have a. Oh, well, you crit that one. Go ahead.
Okay, wait. So how does crit work?
You just click on it. It automatically.
Oh, it
does
automatically
it for you.
does it. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Hey Zarya, Kaylee just crit the spotter with, and sneak attacked.
Nice.
Just rogue things.
Yep.
All right. Well, your first attack slices straight through 4 of the legs of the spider. You like duck down low behind it, completely cutting off its legs. Its like torso just kind of flumping on the ground. And then your second attack, you reach overhead and you stab down, like stabbing through the spider, kind of almost pinning it to the ground. And yeah, killing it instantly.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that's your turn. Kaylee, is that your turn?
Oh, yes. Well, actually,
Okay.
because I did. Hold on.
You can move still.
Yeah. Can I move here?
How far did you move already?
Not much, just like.
Yeah, I was like here
15
5,
feet.
10, 15, 20. So then this would be 25, 30.
Yep, that works.
Okay.
Alright,
Okay, that's my turn.
Hey, the spotter. Wait, why do I have... Oh, this spotter. Okay, I forgot this one existed. It runs around. Scuttles by its brethren. Sees this little old lady hiding in the back. And bites her. With an 11. Does that hit, Abryn?
Negative.
Okay. It rushes at you and tries to bite you, but Shri, kind of on the decline there, just uses her reflexes and dodges the charging spider. And the other one will turn to Liberty, seeing that she just killed someone next to him, and attacks. 17.
I believe. Let me see. I think that hits. Yes, it does.
Okay. Make another Constitution saving throw. You get advantage on it. Okay. You pass that Constitution save, so this time as it bites you on the poison, as it tries to pump it in you, you just resist the effects way better now that your body has kind of adapted to it. So you take half damage. It's 9 piercing, and half of 11, so it would be, it's rounded down or rounded up when you have damage. Like, if
Oh, are
if
you
11
asking
is
us?
halved, yeah.
Usually it's up, but you can have it be down. You're the DM.
Okay. Yeah. I'll round it up because it's halved to 6 and then halved again to 3. So you take 9 piercing and 3 poison.
No. Michael says round it down.
Yeah,
Round it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so half of 11 would be 5 and half of 5 would be 2.
I usually round up when it's player to PC, but when it player to NPC, but when it's NPC to player, I round down.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you, Michael. But yeah, you take 9 piercing, 2 poison, so 11. Then it's Peña's turn, who will try to get out of the webs again.
Okay, wait. So you said it was 7 points?
11 points in total.
11 points total. Okay.
She manages to get out of the webbing. She rips the rest of the webbing stuck to her body apart, raises her staff and slams it into the ground. Do some kind of energy hitting the spider in front of her, and the spoder takes 7 damage. Okay. And then Blaze.
Hi, yes. I am going to let's see. I'm just gonna cast Ray of Frost at this one.
Go ahead.
Yerp. Does an 11 hit?
Nope.
Rip. Well, that's my turn.
Okay, well, your beam of frost just misses the spider by inches, just shooting off into the sky.
Oh, shit.
3.
Oh dear, there's a big spider here. I'm just going
This
to
one looks completely healthy, the one that's in front of you.
That's okay. I'm just going to shoot this one right here.
Okay. Do you get disadvantage or something if you're next to an enemy or not?
No.
Okay. I don't know how melee range with rangers works.
No.
If I was attacking this one, then I would get disadvantage.
Gotcha.
But I'm attacking this one.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
25.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
You wish.
11 piercing.
Oh shit. Okay. One of your arrows. What the fuck? Oh, okay, okay. One of your arrows, you shoot directly between Markel and the unknown girl, hitting the spider that was just reaching down with its mandibles straight in the face, leaving like a deep, hollow wound in the side of its face. The arrow, I don't know, probably lost somewhere inside its body, and it like loses traction, clearly very close to death. Oh, sorry, was that your turn or are you moving or something?
No, that ends my turn.
Okay. The spider, in like a last desperate attempt, tries to bite Mark Hall with a 15.
Misses.
But because it's already limping and barely alive, it just misses the bite completely. And then Mark Hall can react.
So I see a spider right beside my grandmother, so I'm going to run straight at it. This one gets an attack of opportunity on me.
Okay. 22.
Hits.
Okay. Constitution saving throw. Okay. Honestly, with a nat 20, I'll negate the poison damage.
It's because
So
I
you
love
take-
my grandmother so much.
You are a hero. You take 9 piercing though, as it
Yeah.
bites through the back of your armor.
That's fine.
Oh, Hercules.
Then I smash it with my warhammer. 22
Yep, that hits.
for 6 damage.
Okay.
Is it still alive?
Yes, it was very healthy. This was the first hit it's taken, but it is visibly startled by the attack coming from behind and actually turns around at you, the creature that just did damage to it.
Perfect. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon right here.
Okay.
Can you make me a weapon token?
What kind of weapon would you like?
Just another great hammer if you have it. But I'm not picking.
Okay. Bit of a big great hammer, but
Yeah, and just stick it right beside me.
I'll just control it for you.
Yeah.
now.
And I'm going to attack this one with the warhammer.
Okay.
I'm at the spiritual weapon.
Go ahead.
13.
Does not hit.
Okay. And I'm finished.
Alright. Liberty's turn.
Okay.
Also, something we forgot is that as a phantom rogue, if you attack something and you hit it, and something is nearby, you can do extra damage.
That is true, yes. Well,
The more you know.
the more you know.
NBC.
Okay. So so there's still okay. If I go, can I go like here and get sneak attack? Because
You
does
would,
this
but
person
the spider would get an attack of opportunity on you. You get sneak attack anyway, as long as you're within like 5 feet of a.
was I
like,
here or
if it-
here? No, I think I was here though. But I'd get it on the one.
If you read the sneak attack text, you don't actually need flanking or advantage. If another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of that enemy. Which
if
he
another
is,
enemy is
and
within
she
5.
is.
Okay, then I'll just attack the one next to her.
Wait a minute. Did
Okay.
you move here?
No, no,
I
she's
didn't end up
clockwise.
doing it. I was just doing it as like an example to try to understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But
you're back here.
Yeah, this
sorry.
is where I was started with. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can make attack rolls.
Okay. Mm. And you said it's just +1 instead of advantage is what we decided.
You don't have flanking, so you don't get the plus.
Oh, that's what the okay.
Sorry, it's confusing. I know.
Is my
Okay.
picture bugged? It has her way over on the side instead of. Oh,
Is it fixed?
yeah, now it's fixed.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm blaming my internet. I checked the
Probably.
the website and it says that my internet's undergoing maintenance. Smile. Ooh, a 20.
Okay, yeah, I mean that hits. Also, Michael, I'm a generous DM, but only because I'm new. You know, like I think once I become jaded like you, I will also be trying to kill my players as soon as possible. But to be fair, you're a generous DM that makes the enemy soldiers all kill themselves before the fight even happens. So you know, let's be real.
All right. So the first one.
Go ahead and roll damage.
And then it was 2d6.
If you wish to roll a sneak attack in that, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
'Kay.
Okay. And then second.
Yeah, this one was since you attacked this one, like you even just as your first attack hits, it was so close to death. You just sliced it through the stomach. It didn't even have a chance to fight back.
Can I
It's,
super cool like turn around
smells
and
over,
attack the one behind
screeching.
me with my second
Yes,
attack?
you can.
Fuck yeah.
You can do a fucking backflip if you want,
Yeah.
and that hits.
Hell yeah.
Okay, as you slice apart this one spider's stomach, making it screech and die, you turn around in like a pirouette, or however you pronounce that, and slice at the second spider, dealing a little bit of damage with your second sword. You do have your ability still, just to remind you. If you care about using it.
Oh, yes. Yes. I will use that. Yes. Very good. Let me look at this.
She cares so much, dude. You can tell in her voice.
No, I do.
Totally not like laughing about it. Very serious.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Oh no.
We are a very serious D&D group.
Yes.
Yes.
Nodders.
It says so I am gonna target this one that I just stabbed.
Yeah. go ahead.
And it's wait.
I mean, you can post it in chat.
So it says roll half the number
There
of
you go.
sneak attack dice for your level. So so that would mean 1 because I have 2 sneak attack dice.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That.
Yeah. Well, the other creature dying kind of fuels a power that you've learned to use, kind of reaching out from beyond the veil, voices and screeches being heard as the other spider takes some necrotic damage.
Yes.
And yeah, it is barely standing. Okay, the spider next to Free and Markal, focused on Markal because he just hit it, and is going to use its web ability. Was a 24.
Oof.
I'm gonna, yeah,
Nah,
I'm
that
gonna
misses.
assume that hits. Yeah, okay. As you take some of the webbing in your face, you even
Oh,
you
man.
even taste a little bit. It's disgusting. Sure, let's go with salty, yeah. But you would rather
Yes, the
not
gooey white liquid
have
that got
to
in my
taste it
face is
again.
super salty.
Would you call it white goop?
Oh
No.
God.
No. Okay, fair.
Excuse me? What?
Don't ask questions, please.
We're making sex jokes.
Ew.
Yeah. So
Ew.
you are restricted by the webs.
Restrained.
Restrained. Thank you.
Wait until you learn about shaft snot.
Sorry, what?
Damn it, purrkay.
I'll teach you later.
No.
Anyway.
This one almost dead. Has the strength to turn to Liberty, try to bite it in the face for her comments. 24.
I agree with this.
I get hit for 24.
And Constitution save is at advantage again.
Me again? Yes.
Yep, it's hitting you again. I mean, you just hit it again.
Yeah.
Okay, that works, but 10, 5, 2, you still take 13 damage in total.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what it's halved and stuff? Okay.
Yep, it's 11 piercing plus
Wait, I
2
messed
poison.
shit. I messed that up. I think I meant to do this.
How much health you got, purrkay?
Not a lot.
Are you down?
Not yet.
Oh, you're not down? Wow, okay. Alright, well, you resist the poison, but when
Rough, dudes.
when the mandibles sink into your legs, you can feel it, and you're very hurt.
Great.
But Pania, reacting, and by now even like panting through the combat and just trying to react to stay alive, sees you getting bit, and even sees some of the poison and getting very concerned. She runs up to you.
Oh, she's not restrained anymore?
No, she got out last round already.
Nice.
And she quickly puts one of her hands on your leg that the spider just bit and uses Cure Wounds on you.
Oh.
Which gives you back. Hold on.
She
Why does it
she
not let
gets
me
back.
Click that. 1d8. 3. And you get 8 hit points back.
Nice. I'm still bleeding out of many orifices, but I'm slightly
Yes,
better.
yes. Still very hurt, but.
Well, it is that time of the battle.
Oh god. Alright, Blaze, go ahead.
Okay. Well, guess what I'm gonna do? Cast Ray of Frost again.
Nice.
At this thing. Does a 23 hit?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. 6 damage.
Okay. This time your beam is focused directly on the back of the spider and leaving like a frosty chill on the impact wound, and like the spider screeches in pain. And then
Okay.
I mean, I assume you're not moving. Or
Nope,
are you
not
moving?
moving. I'm standing
You're
right
just a fucking
there.
sentry turret.
I'm just a yeah, literally a turret that shoots icicles out of its
He's
fingers.
just a poor boy
Pew 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 pew.
from a poor family.
Pew,
Alright,
pew,
Tree, go ahead.
pew, 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 pew.
I would like to move here, and I'm gonna go around the weapon that's floating, and I'm gonna use my short sword, and I'm gonna cut Mark Hall out of his webs.
Yep.
Yay!
Rolled for the nat 1, and then yep, you're good.
And then
So that was 5, 10, 15, 20.
Cool.
All right. Attack that with the Warhammer. 19.
Yep.
9 damage.
Yes. Well, as your Warhammer makes impact, the spider is already very hurt, but it barely manages to hold on, kind of steadying itself with its still functioning legs, trying to recover from the impact, but it's visibly dazed.
Cool. I'm gonna hit it with the spiritual weapon now.
Okay.
18.
Alright. Yep, hits.
7 damage.
Yep, and dazed by the previous impact, it does not expect another one coming from a similar direction as your spiritual weapon smashes its head into pulp.
And I'm gonna go 5, 10. And I'm gonna move the Warhammer down 1.
Okay. Liberty.
Yeah. It's.
Could you move the Warhammer down 1?
Yes, my bad.
It's okay. I love you.
I'm gonna stab it.
Okay.
Do I get my +1 though?
Yeah, but 9 still,
Okay.
9 still misses. And that also misses.
I'm just so woozy now from the blood loss.
You're just slicing the air.
I'm like
in front of
circling
you, like-
around like.
Well, no, it's because she touched your leg and gave you magical healing powers. Now you're just like,
Yes.
ooh,
True. It's like drugs. You're just high.
Yeah.
high as shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, the spider gets to attack again. And it attacks Markal
Yeah.
with a 9.
No.
And
No.
it bites but scrapes its mandibles on your. You wearing plate armor? You're wearing heavy armor,
Splint.
right?
I'm wearing
like,
splint now.
It
Yeah.
scrapes it on your armor, not being able to penetrate. You
Yeah,
take no
yeah.
damage. Right, and Penia's turn. She moves behind the spider and swings her staff. And misses. And it's Blaze's turn.
Oh my god, are you for real? Okay, guess what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna cast sleep now, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Bam.
Ooh.
Guess what?
How do you wanna do
Oh
this?
shit! What the fuck?
Go ahead. How do you want to do this?
The icicle is going to go in between the spider's eyes, go into its brain, and literally expand its brain and explode it from within.
Out of its asshole. Beautiful.
Yeah, eyes to meet you. Yeah.
That is.
Fucking
I could see
lol.
Blaze saying that actually, just with his voice. Well, you
Oh,
blast
shit.
the spider into literal pieces, showering the people around it with some less than desirable body parts. And combat is over.
You can
All
delete the
disposed.
weapon now. Thank you,
I am.
God.
Hello. What is your name?
Hello. Whoever you are, thank you. Sorry, just give me a moment. She
I'm gonna hold out my hand
supports
to
herself
try
on her
to.
staff.
I'm gonna try to give her my hand so that she can steady herself. Does she grab
Yeah.
my hand?
She readily accepts your help and steadies herself, kind of.
Cool. She
slowing
heals
her
17
breath.
hit points.
Oh, okay. That's
Hello.
curious. Yeah.
Hi.
No, I'm like, I point to all the blood on me.
Good job.
Oh my god.
Fine, I'll
well,
let them
we
stab
just-
you next time.
I mean, Wasn't that what I was doing, trying to get in between everything?
Alright,
I'm gonna
she's
look.
like,
I'm gonna look at her. Her being Liberty. I'm like, you did fine, and with fine, I'm going to heal her for 6.
hey.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, you heal by 6.
Yes.
And slowly she's catching her breath and is like finally able to respond. Hello, hello, strangers. I I'm sorry. My name is Pena. Nice to meet you.
But I told you I thought she looked like a Pania.
Oh, I
I can
a
tell
wise,
these
a
things.
wise woman and
I
such
can,
as
yes,
you.
yes, wise.
It's
Well,
officially an
beyond my
elf.
years, even though I don't have a lot left.
Yes, very, very impressive. I don't know how you would guess as complex of a name as mine, but you must be truly gifted. I I thank you for your assistance. I don't know where you come from, but your assistance is much appreciated. I don't know if I would have survived this encounter.
We don't even
Thank
know.
you so much.
We don't even know where we came from either. We just kind of plopped out, and now we're here. We talked to the archivist. He
Grandmother, stop.
I don't. Sorry, I don't.
Why don't
I
you
don't
tell
know
us
what
where
you're
you're
talking about,
from?
but
Wait.
well, in the first place, I'm not surprised you are disoriented. I am surprised to find you here in the first place.
Hello. Who are you? Are you doing okay?
Oh, hello. Yes, I didn't see you there. I saw some magic flying this way. I suppose you were the one casting it. Yes.
Yes, that
My
was
name
me.
is Pena.
I am Blaze. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, I am not surprised you are disoriented. I don't know why you're here in the first place. The Avethorn Forest is very specific about outsiders. Not many people of other races, especially, find themselves here. It's usually restricted to the forest folk and people of my kind. I am one of the only humans that have ever set foot in this forest. I mean, it is
Yes, we seem to have lost our way. We're not really sure where we are. We're trying to find anyone sense of, a town nearby or something.
Oh, I see. Well, there's my village. It is not very far from here, but I cannot return there right now.
Why not?
All of this has been a lot to handle at once. I suppose maybe your presence here means something. The forest must have a reason why it allowed you entry. Maybe you were meant to save me. This forest is beyond all of our understandings. We can only hope to coexist with it. It is this whole land is connected closely to the realm of the Fae. We are all blessed to live in such a place, but the others don't believe me. They have this unyielding faith in this forest. But something has been happening recently. I came here to she like kind of holds her head for a second, kind of gathering her thoughts again. I came here to investigate. I did not expect it to be this bad.
What is this?
I'm sorry, what is what?
You said you didn't expect this to be this bad. What is this?
Oh, yes, sorry, I am still overwhelmed. She is my leader. She's a leader to all of us. She's a dryad. She has been leading us for centuries now. Her name is Severa. She has been Avethorn's leader. She's always been exemplary in her duties and focused on keeping the balance in the forest, but like about a week ago she disappeared, and then strange things started happening in the forest. It's not unusual for foreign elements to make themselves to make their way in here, but my elders, uh, they believe Severa must have just disappeared, maybe gone on a trip and not returned. But she is not one to shirk her duties like this. And when I came to investigate some of the strange animal disappearances, I found a couple of shrines destroyed and infected by some kind of corruption. I do not know what it is, but in my investigation during the last day, I found this shrine, and she like points around. This area seems like very healthy, like the ground is healthy, the water and the little fountain and the shrine slash altar in the middle seems to be like unaffected. This like everything seems to be normal, but when I arrived, I saw Severa. She only spoke to me briefly, but she did not seem like herself. Some strange influence must have taken hold of her. She would have never acted this way. When she saw me, she left quickly, but these creatures attacked me soon after, almost at her command. They surrounded me and attacked. I don't know if I would have survived without you. So thank you.
Well, now you can pay us back in kind. If you said you investigated, do you know what direction the corruption seems more potent?
Oh, it is most certainly coming from the heart of the forest. I ran across several infected creatures. I could not bring myself to kill them. They are innocent, harmless beings that used to coexist with the forest, but they seem to corrupt the ground they walk on, and they attack anything on sight. But I have just been running away. These, like, she points at the like spiders around her. These spiders are like very territorial normally, but would never act like under orders or in an erratic fashion like this. It hurts my heart to have to kill them. But yeah, it is most definitely coming from somewhere deep within the heart. And if this corruption has taken hold of even Severa, one of our strongest, we need to act quickly. I had an idea, but I do not know if it's gonna work.
What was your idea?
There, these altars you see, we pray at them. They are locations that are deeply connected to the intense parts of the forest, close to the fairy realm, and able to, like, we are able to feel the energy in the air. Like praying at the shrines usually revitalizes us in some way. So seeing them corrupted like this is terrible. But there's one more shrine. It is one of the most potent ones that is not far from here. I believe if I can make it there, maybe I can plead the forest directly and find a way and acquire the power to fight back against this corruption. It is entirely unnatural, so the only thing I can think of is using the pure energy of the forest itself, because I don't know if anything else powerful exists to restore this energy.
Well, I say we go head forward and go delve deeper into the woods. You're welcome to come with us if you'd like.
Oh yes, I would go with or without you, as I am thankful for your assistance, but this is it. It has been getting worse and worse. If I return to my village in 2 or 3 days, the entire forest may be overrun. I need to get there as quickly as possible.
Hey, DM.
Yeah?
What time of day is it?
I'd say like I mean it took you like maybe an hour to get here, and it was like bright day. It's early afternoon.
Okay.
But yes, I am deeply grateful. You do not have to help, but if you wish, I must believe there's a way. I need to save Severa. She's one of our brightest leaders.
Grandmother, what's the plan?
Yeah, grandmother, what's the plan?
Yeah, grandmother, what's the plan?
Oh, well, I think we should go straight forward and follow her and go straight towards the corruption.
Thanks, grandmother.
But
No
that's
problem.
nice. That's nice, Blaze. But grandmother, what's the plan?
I think he's right. I think we need to go towards the corruption.
Okay, well if you have made up your mind, we should hurry. It's this way. It's not too far away from here. And yeah, go ahead.
As we're walking, I'm going to touch my grandmother and give her advantage on her next initiative roll.
All right. Now this is kind of in the middle of things, but as you're rushing down this hill, following Pena, I think this might be a good spot to end our session,
Yeah.
especially because we've been
Yeah.
going 3 hours, and I did not expect it to go this long.
You didn't expect us to fuck with the archivist for 45 minutes? What?
An hour and a half, actually.
Sorry, you guys fucked with them. I just wanted to sign the contract and go. Because I was like, what the fuck is going on? Blaze is just like, well, I know we're fucked. It's like, Blaze basically was just like, yeah, we're dealing with something important. We should just go. And then,
Yeah. I was like, they need us. I'm going to test about how strong this person is, or in
I mean, makes sense.
resource-wise. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll close the curtains on this one and have another session in 2 weeks.
Yay!
Woo!
It was fun. Thank you.
Thanks for the
Yes.
session.
yeah, dude.
Glad you had fun.
It was good.
Danke.
It was a lot of fun.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna deafen y'all.
Okay.
Say bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Alrighty, hello stream. It's just us now. That sucks about the pizza. I had a snafu with Uber Eats that was so bad that at first they just offered me like 20% credit, but after they reviewed it, they refunded my whole order, and then they also gave me like more credit. I was like, okay, I forgive you now. It took like 2 hours to get my order. So if it takes that long, then maybe you could get some monies back. But yes, so this is where we're going to end the session for today. Thanks everyone for hanging out and for watching. And we will be back in a couple of weeks. It should be September 20th.